Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to another segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation continues from a-sabad-a-day, composition of Guru Arjan. The recitation. a-sabad-a-day, eka ot gaho ha, gur ka sabad kaho ha. आज्ञा सत सहो हाँ, मने निदान लहो हाँ। सुख है समाइय मेरे मना रहाओ। जीवत जो मरे हाँ, दुत्तर सो तरे हाँ। सबकी रेन होए हाँ, निर्भव कहो सोए हाँ। मिटे अंदेसिया हाँ, संत उपदेसिया मेरे मना। जिस जन नाम सुख हाँ, तिस निकट न कदे दुख हाँ। जो हर हर जस सुने हाँ, सबको तिस मने हाँ। सफल सो आया हाँ, नानक प्रभ मेरे मना। सफल सो आया हाँ, नानक प्रभ पाया मेरे मना। So Guru Nanak, through the voice of the fifth Guru, says, Safal so aaya ha, Nanak prabh paya mere mana, my mind. Safal so aaya. Consider that being or that individual or that person as accomplished or successful. Successful is the appearance of that being on this earth who has prabhupaya mere mana, my mind, who has endeared himself or herself to the perfect wisdom that we call prabh. So endearing oneself to that wisdom, what does that mean? It means acquiring the qualities of that wisdom into one's life. That is the measure of success as defined by Gurmat. So you can see it is no worldly thing. It is an inner state that you have to achieve. That is the concluding line of this passage, which begins by saying, if you seek well-being, if you seek accomplishment, if you seek success, then you have to cultivate virtue. Eka ot gaho, gur ka sabad kaho ha, आज्ञा सत सहो हाँ, मन है निधान लहो हाँ। सुख है समाइय मेरे मना। सुख है समाइय मेरे मना रहाओ. That's the pause, the reflection. So if you seek well-being, sukh hai samaiye, if you want to actually be sukh hai, in sukh, well-being, comfort, then ek ot gaho haan. Seek the support or hold on, fasten yourself. Gaho means to hold on. The support of Eka, the oneness of the universe, through Gur ka sabad kaho haan. So that is always the mediator. Gur ka sabad is always the mediator. And then Agya Sat Sahoha. Agya, whatever the Gur says, whatever the method implies, follow it. Then Manhe Nidhan Lahoha, in your mind will develop, will grow Nidhan, that treasure trove of qualities, of virtue that will bring well-being to you. So it's as simple as that. Doing it, of course, is another matter. And the Guru goes on in the second verse to elaborate upon it. He says, Jivat jo mareha, duttar so tareha. सबकी रेन होए हाँ, निर्भो कहो सोए हाँ, मिटे अंदेसिया हाँ, संत उपदेसिया मेरे मना. Again, Sant Upadesya, the instruction of the Sant. Here, the Guru is being referred to as the Sant, or evolved beings, the company of evolved beings. Sant Upadesya Mere Mana. So, this constant prodding, nudging of the mind to seek a mentor, and we have a mentor in the Guru Granth Sahib and in Satsang. So, what does that teach you? Jivat jo mareha. Learn how to die while alive. What does that mean? It means dying to the ego. It means acting out of the fulcrum of wisdom, not your own petty little perspective. So, Jivat jo mareha. If you do that, if you die while alive, dying to the ego again, Duttar so tareha. Duttar, difficult to swim across. This world is difficult. But the Guru says, if you learn how to die to the self, to the ego self, then you will swim across. Duttar so tareha. How do you die to the self? Sabki rain hoya. Become like the dust to everyone. In other words, don't assert the ego. Don't develop, or in other words, don't allow the ego to color your view of the world, because the ego is just a construct. It's a social construct which gives you a sense of who you are, but that's not necessarily who you really are. And the ego is terribly insecure because it's afraid of dying all the time. So you can't focus in that state of mind. The ego is inquisitive, it's greedy, it's ruled by the passions. So you have to die, but dying to the ego means dying to these passions, dying to greed, dying to lust. Clarity is what you need, and you have to calm the storm of the passions within you. So the Guru says, Jivat jo mareha. That is an expression of saying, die to these passions. Nirbho kaho soeha mite andesyaha. All your doubts, your delusions will vanish if Sant Upadesya mere mana. Listen to the sadhu, to the Sant. जिस जन नाम सुख हाँ तिस निकट कदे न दुख हाँ जो हर हर जस सुने हाँ सबको तिस मने हाँ. This is the conclusion where those that have self-knowledge acquired, wisdom of the self, now jis jan naam sukha. It means happiness is too colloquial a word to describe this, but they are in a state of well-being, balance. They do not encounter any obstruction. This negative nakade dukha. Dukha is an obstruction. Dukha is what makes you unhappy. Dukha is what stops you, right? So that's what it is. We don't want obstructions. We want a straight path. For that, you need the fulcrum of self-knowledge. You need that wisdom to know how to deal with life moment to moment. So, jo har har jas suneha, just praise. In other words, expressing yourself through the qualities of the self, through virtue. That is the key. So, safal so aaya ha, nanak prabh paya mere mana. Absorb that wisdom and your life will be a success. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.